My advice is with SEUs is to be concise, be precise, and be nice. Be concise. No student has ever complained that a survey was too short. They didn't go, oh, that survey only took me 5 minutes to do. I'd much rather to do 7 minutes. Be concise. Make my time worth it. Have you got what you wanted? Or was it short enough for me to do it and there's no real impact? And be nice. Make it as easy as possible. Mobile friendly is also student friendly. So when we were talking about the next generation, I was possibly thinking, you've gone paper for 15 years, you've gone online for 15 years, maybe try mobile. Maybe make it a little bit interactive and fun rather than looking through those 4 or 5 little dots of going highly likely or highly unlikely to make it a slightly more engaging and an experience that, hey, we could get 0.5% of students that actually enjoy doing surveys, which I actually enjoy doing surveys, so I like the dots, but I probably am the exception to the rule. My final piece of advice is that knowledge is power. And I was going to cite this quote, but it's a contentious issue of who actually said it first. Use information as currency. And that's what ACU is trying to do. Elizabeth explained it yesterday, rather than punishing students by saying, well, you haven't done your SEU, so you're not going to get it. You're going to have to wait and be delayed. Using that information that students want, if students could get their results the second after they submitted their last assignment, they would. So if they have their results a day early based on doing 4 or how many ever units they're doing times about 10 minutes, then they will do that. They will get that done to get their results because they've based a whole semester of work onto 1 or 2 letters. What we've done as stakeholders is something that I would also like to explain. Elizabeth came to me and we had a meeting earlier this year and we were talking about ways we could engage students. She spoke about the ways to have that knowledge as power, that information as currency. And she also suggested, would your team of student leaders that do have a stipend, it's not the world's best stipend, but money also talks. We had a student job on campus. So Elizabeth and I are kind of distant cousins in our university portfolio of students learning and teaching. The student associations are there, and so are student evaluations. So we partnered up. We had students actually there explaining what an SEU is, explaining how to do it with an iPad. So this was on campus, and it was a bit of marketing and actually engaging with students. Sure, most of the students didn't do all of their surveys at that time on that iPad, but once they did one, they went, that's actually valuable. I now know what that could go to, and it's going to form a part of the unit as a whole, rather than ticking a box at the end and going, yeah, that was all right, in a bit of a review. It actually had that impact and it could affect students in the future. So if you had that grievance, rather than saying it to your friends, rather than putting it on the social media sphere, being like, oh, this is a really boring class, why is it this long, why is it delivered in this method, to actually make an impact. Make students want to do it, make it important, and make it have value. And also, the importance it has in your life, make it important in theirs.